if you have an ambition, you have to be willing to do what it takes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, not at the sacrifice of taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of time, like, do you have a particular process in, I guess, time management? Do you have any hacks or tools you use?
Not really. I mean, like I said, my brain kind of works forward, so I'm always kind of planning on, timing and looking up traffic and
Nice.
like those things are important because I hate being late to things. Like I'm always the person that's
What?
15
The
minutes.
Filipino that's on time?
Right? I'm a rare breed. So I'm always like 15 minutes early to stuff. I was 15 minutes early.
Yeah, you were
today.
hella early here. I'm like, when you sent me the text, I'm like, I was in the middle of editing. I'm like, oh, I guess I gotta start getting ready. But it took a lot more because this is actually the first time I'm actually using a 2 mic setup. All these extra lights, so better look good. Better enjoy.
Oh, this guy. But yeah, man, just like kind of. I mean, I've always kind of been an organized person. Scheduling is really important to me, and I hate being late or wasting people's time. So I always make sure that I'm fully there.
I hate wasting time so fucking much.
Yeah.
Pisses me off. It's like it's honestly one of my biggest pet peeves, and honestly, I think it's one of the reasons I'm hesitant to hang out with friends.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because it's like, I could be working on something for myself right now, and it sounds super egotistical, but it's also because part of it's because I have control of that outcome of what that looks like.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you hang out with friends, like going to love language. My primary love language is acts of service. So I like the idea of doing things, and when I'm with people, I like the idea of things, I guess, moving towards that.
Yeah.
This kind of helps that.
Yeah.
We're kind of hanging out. Yeah, at the same time, and it's going to help in terms of content and like a grand scale.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have friends who, the next thing is quality time. I like, if I'm going to spend time with people, it has to have intent.
Yeah.
We're going for a hike. We're going to watch a movie. We're going to eat. Where the intent is the food.
Mm-hmm.
But I have friends who just like to lounge because that's their quality time dialect. Like they don't have so. But for me, that drives me nuts because we're just lounging and not doing anything.
Yeah.
So like they're just drinking, and I mean, I think I enjoy it. There's times I do enjoy it and I crave it, but like 90% of the time, I'm like, I'm gonna go. Is that is that how it is for you? Like,
yeah, somewhat. I mean, I do get that. That's some people's dialect, and I fall into that category sometimes. But like you, I'll look back on a day and be like, man, I could have worked. I probably could have made some money today.
Yeah. But then there's also that, because then I also think of like, when I'm older, how close am I going to be with my friends in terms of retiring? Because it's at the end of it, your job doesn't give you a eulogy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your kind of friends.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. Like, okay, am I going to regret not? I guess it comes back down to like what's going to make you happy now and then moving forward.
Uh-huh.
But it's also like, I guess the question is, like, for me is like, will I regret not spending time with these people when I'm 80?
I see. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, especially here, it's hard to have friends. It's hard to hang out, and it's hard to schedule actually seeing a person face to face. Because I have friends that, are considered close friends that live really close by that I barely see just because of scheduling and,
me too. Like,
work
literally
and
freaking down the street.
Yeah. So it's hard. So it's definitely like you have to put forth the effort to hang out with someone. But at the same time, you're always like, well, is my effort going to, pay off? Like, is this worth doing?
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
So I think that's one thing. I especially for those of you who don't live in LA or don't live in a big city, we do kind of live in that hustle kind of environment. Mm-hmm. And I think if you're the type of person who needs to spend time with them, I guess be prepared to be flexible and even disappointed, because it's nothing against you. It's just like everyone here. Well, not everyone. A lot of people who come here have a drive and a dream to achieve. They're just doing actions that align with that, that make sure that it's serving the greater purpose of things. And sometimes like that involves sacrificing time with friends and family and partying. I mean, even the greats, documentaries like Kobe sacrificed family time, Jason Kidd, all of them, they freaking sacrificed going out to parties. And it's like, there's, I guess, if you have an ambition, you have to be willing to do what it takes to get there. But again, not at the sacrifice of taking care of yourself. I mean, it's a very intense balancing act of being able to pull from both sides.
Yeah.
Some people go to all the way to the extreme and they burn out, or they do nothing and nothing progresses.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so I brought up burning out. So like, when was the worst burnout you've ever experienced? Do you experience burnout because you're so perfect? When was your worst burnout experience, and how do you recover from it? How did you recover from it?
Man, the worst burnout. I think I was working on 2 shows at one time, on top of working a part-time job, and I remember when those shows kind of ended, I got really sick because often what happens with me is, I'll align myself with a bunch of projects and I'll go. Then when those projects are done, my body just shuts down. Is like, you need to slow down. So I got really sick for like a week, and I spent a lot of time in bed, and it was just because my mind works faster than my body wants to. And that's probably the worst one, but those really don't happen too often, especially because I'm on the self-care kick. But yeah, they definitely happen though.